This video is going to show you how to complete day 2 of the Faces of the Harlem Renaissance project. So today you're going to put the information that you gathered in yesterday's lesson together into a project. So step 1 of the lesson today is to watch the video on how to complete this lesson. Step 2 is to open the Faces of the Harlem Renaissance project directions that's linked to the lesson here. So this is the exact directions page that was linked yesterday to the assignment. You can watch the video from yesterday's lesson to get a little bit more detail. I went through this yesterday in the video, so you can again watch that video for a little bit more direction if you are confused about those directions. Step 3 is to open up your answers from yesterday. So yesterday you should have answered the questions about one of those people in the Harlem Renaissance on that Google form. Today you're going to put that information into a presentation format of your choice. So you're going to open up the answers from yesterday in your email from that Google form. So I'm going to go into the email here, and you'll see here Google Forms sent me an email from when I completed the Faces of the Harlem Renaissance project. So filling this out, it sends me a copy automatically of what I wrote. So I chose an actor, and I chose Ethel Waters, and then here are all of my answers. And I just wrote test answer just so I could get this email to show you. Obviously that's not what yours is going to look like, but that's how you get to it. So look for an email from Google Forms called Faces of the Harlem Renaissance Project. That's how you're going to find your answers from yesterday. It's in your email. Step 4 is going to be review the rubric that's going to be used to grade your project. That was linked to yesterday's lesson as well. You can open that up and see in more detail exactly how you're going to be graded. So again, I went through this yesterday, but just an important thing to remember here, focus on the excellent column here, the excellent row, because this is how you're going to get all of your points, is if you have all of this information in here. So make sure that you focus on this row right here in order to get as many points as possible. So that's linked to your lesson. And then step 5 is going to be submit your project. I want to go back to the directions page because in step 3 it says reference the where section of the project directions to look at the different choices that you have. So here's the where section of your project. You can choose to present your information in any way that you choose with these different kinds of websites. So be creative. I want to see you guys really putting your own spin on this project. I don't just want to kind of get back the answers, you just writing what's on those websites. I want to see what you can do to show me that you understand this information. So these are the different websites you can use. Screencastify, you can use Pictochart, Prezi, Google Sites, Vocaroo. If you want to use a different presentation tool besides these 5, please make sure that you get in touch with me before you get started so that I can approve it. If you scroll down here, you can see all of the links to the different presentation tools that I mentioned. Also, the Faces of the Harlem Renaissance website. If you find while you're putting this together and you're referencing the rubric that you don't have enough information, you can go back to the website and look up some more. There's the presentation questions. If you didn't finish those yesterday, you can do those today. So if you wanted to do a Pictochart, you could just click on the link there. It takes you right to the website for Pictochart. If you haven't used it yet, you can sign up for it using Google. So you don't have to put in any of your information. You can just click sign up with Google, and it will make your account for you there, just using your information from Google. So the same thing with all of the other websites there, Prezi, Google Sites will link right to your Google account. Vocaroo, you've used that before, but you could just record yourself reading the information as an oral presentation, so you could do that. Again, make sure that you have all of these things checked off here, that the information depicts the events the person was involved in, that you explain the contributions the person made to the culture, that you explain a collaborative relationship the person was in, that you are writing, you don't have any errors in grammar, spelling, punctuation, things like that, and that your presentation is creative, and that you used one of the presentation tools I gave you, and that you include at least one picture. So if you are using Vocaroo for your project, you are going to just be doing an oral presentation. You can still make it very creative using Vocaroo, but you won't be adding in a picture necessarily if you're going to be doing a oral presentation there. So that's the only difference you're going to see. All of the others, you are going to make sure that you have all of these things taken care of. So use this as a checklist to make sure that your project is complete. You're also going to use the questions from yesterday to make sure that the project is complete. So, again, where did this person come from? You're going to add that in. What did they do? What did they contribute? What was one collaborative relationship? What was the lasting impact the person had on culture today? All of those things are going to be added into your project. So make sure that you've answered those questions really well. So after you have completed your project using one of those presentation tools, you've looked over your rubric again to make sure that you have everything completed, you're going to submit your project. So in order to do that on Google Classroom, you're going to click here where it says Add. Now, depending on what kind of project you did, you're going to add in the file a little bit differently. So if you did, say, Google Sites, you made a website about the person, you would probably add the link. If you made a picto chart, something that you saved the file to your computer, you're going to add in a file and choose that file from your computer. If you saved it to your Google Drive, you would choose Google Drive and find the file that way. So however you did your project, you're going to add it in, you're going to submit it using this Add button here, and then click wherever you saved it to add it in. Once you have added it in there, you'll see it right here. Make sure that it uploaded correctly before you turn it in, and then click Mark as Done. Only after you have added in your file and it uploaded should you click Mark as Done, because as soon as you click Mark as Done, it's going to send it to me and I'm going to grade it. So once you're done, you'll click Mark as Done. So it says you didn't attach work for this. If you do get this message and you have submitted something, you have attached something, click Cancel and resubmit it. Okay? Make sure that it uploads before you click Mark as Done. When you're done with that, you'll click Mark as Done and it submits the project to me. If you have any questions about completing this project or about any of the tools or submitting it, please let me know. If not, make sure that you get this done today, and I will be in touch if you do have any questions.